Jerrod McCord with McKinnon Toyota. Brian, you and I have been sitting down for a few minutes talking, about the Prius and the fact that you may possibly be purchasing one. And I asked you how long you'd been thinking about it. And you had told me that for several years you'd actually thought about it, but you always had a few lingering questions in your mind. And I asked you what those were, and you said that you were a little bit concerned about the technology. Was it going to be something very difficult to use, difficult to operate? You were concerned about how long the technology had been out, and would it be affordable, for you? And what I'm going to do is try to answer those questions for you to reassure you that this would be a very good purchase for you, and make it where you can be confident in that purchase. Let's start with just the technology, the Prius itself. There's a big misconception that this is brand new technology, because you see a lot of stuff coming out on commercials now with other manufacturers. But the Prius in Toyota is actually on their third generation. It's not something that just came out last year or 2 years ago. They started here in America back in 2000, and so that gives them 12 years in the third generation. So they have gone through the little bumps in the road and made the changes to make it just one of the most efficient and good-looking vehicles out there today. On the inside, and these are things that people have asked me just about every time I've sold one to them, was how easy is it going to be to operate? And once they get in and really put their hands on it, they see pretty quickly that it really is easy, for just anybody to use. And we'll start right here in the center console, where the radio, air conditioning, and the actual gear shifter, everything is located. And you'll notice just from the start that it is easy to operate for both the driver and the passenger. They wanted it to be that way, so it would be comfortable for anybody to travel and make their daily drives in. But starting with the radio, no different really than any other radio. It has AM, FM capability, CD capability, but also, and the way technology has gone, a lot my children and probably your children all have iPods now, and it is capable of playing iPods, MP3 players, all of the latest technology. The air conditioner, very self-explanatory. It's got pictures, to try to make it easy for people to operate it, but operates just like any other air conditioner with on and off, temperature changes, fan, front defrost, rear defrost. For years it was very difficult for people to figure that out, but now it's got a picture there for you with the word. Probably one of the biggest questions that people have, and what's intimidating for a lot of consumers, is they see these three buttons right here: the EV mode, Eco mode, and Power mode. And I'm going to explain those to you to show you how simple it really is and what it's for. When you're doing everyday driving, and I'll step back out and demonstrate it for you, you get accustomed to when you hit the accelerator, how fast it's going to go, what it's going to feel like. Well, those three buttons are there to change how that feels, to change and adapt to your driving style at that particular time. For example, let's say that you are having to pull in and out of traffic a lot, and you need a little extra response, so you don't get run over or need to merge into traffic. Well, that power mode button is just exactly what it says. It's for power. So if you take what you normally feel when you hit the accelerator, that power button gives you that extra boost, to get you out there whenever you need it for that response. The Eco button is really the same thing. It's just to be more economical. So let's say you're on a long trip and you don't need all that extra power. When you put it in the Eco mode, it allows the vehicle to back it down when you hit the accelerator, to only use what's going to be required to continue on in the direction you're going, and make it more economical and efficient fuel-wise. And then the EV button is probably one of the more difficult ones to explain, but it's really not that bad. That is for short-term, low-speed use, say in parking lots, neighborhoods, things of that nature. If you want to sneak up on somebody, for some reason, you can do that, because it puts it right in the hybrid mode, and it's extremely quiet when you put it in that mode. But for short time use, very short time. Now, when you go back in here, another thing that people see is the gear shifter. The gear shifter, very self-explanatory. It's just reverse, drive, and neutral. You know, you over and up, put it in reverse, over and back in drive, and then they have an engine brake, so you can use the engine brake when you're going down hills, things of that nature, to conserve some of your brake pad life on the vehicle. From there, you have the solar roof panel on this particular vehicle. You were asking about that. Would that be something that you would need in a Prius? Some people like it, some people don't. But what that's there for is when it has that solar roof panel, it will keep the inside of the vehicle at the temperature of the outside. So most people, you know, they've gotten in a vehicle and it just hits you like you're getting slapped in the face during the summertime from all the heat. That solar panel will keep it at a temperature where you can handle it. And then also, from a short distance away from the vehicle, you can cut the air conditioner on and actually cool the vehicle down. Now, Brian, after seeing this right here and seeing how it's laid out in the vehicle, would you want it done any other way? Would you expect anything less from Toyota? Most people wouldn't. And I guess after telling me all that, you've told me that you were comfortable doing business with McKinnon. You've been doing business with them for years. And I've answered these questions, you know, that you had for me. Only other question I got for you is, other than the price of it or fitting it in your budget, would there be any reason you wouldn't go ahead and buy one today?